yes, that time again. Let's dive into these comments. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, you know, you can go ahead and leave your comment at the doorstep as you make your way into this video right here. But, you know, we're just here breaking down the comments about these myths. Right? Let's do it.
Missing, ain't no telling, do they love or did they kill him? The dominoes have fallen, we can't go back to beginning. This existential crisis, the reason I cannot keep competing to keep on living. So it's back against the world, seeing all your value once you dealt with all the dirt. Backing up slowly from these diamonds and pearls.
Alright, history, myths, and misconceptions debunked. Not here for nothing special, but just to see how, you know what I'm saying, the comment section feel about these details. Gotta see where the commoners, where the common folks, it's like me and you, stand with what we just experienced, what we just consumed right here, right? So basically is the name of the channel. And the comment section goes as follows. Everyone thought Troy itself was a myth until it was discovered. Troy. What is Troy? Well, pilot, apparently Troy was a myth. What is Troy? Please explain to me Troy the myth.
Troy is a city from ancient Greek mythology that became famous because of the Trojan War. According to legend, the war started when Paris of Troy took Helen from Sparta, leading to a decade-long siege by the Greeks. Historically, archaeologists have found evidence that a city of Troy did exist in what is now Turkey, but the scale of the legendary conflict is still debated.
Alright. History misconceptions. So basically does not actually have 2.3 million subscribers, despite what you thought while watching this. Let's see this properly, bro. One little correction: the new Colossus was written by Emile Lazarus, 18 Shakespeare. Yo. Yeah, nah, I don't think this is too, like, it's not interesting enough for me to just, like, look into it. More videos, please. Both, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. In my university, my professor made it his entire course to convince us that the Civil War was not about slavery, but states' rights. Not about slavery, but states' rights. I think it's also maybe a misinformation. But then why would they economify, you know, the reality of slavery? Talking about it's actually about what we produce and how we sustain ourselves in terms of what we produce using these slaves, when all along the slave was the most valuable thing in that whole ecosystem. To a point where professors, you know, make it their entire course to convince people that the Civil War was not about slavery. You know, that myth got quickly busted here. I think it was like the second clip of the video, some stuff. Love this channel. Yeah, they feeling it, man. Whoa, okay, let me see this. Interestingly, they did studies into Napoleon complex, and the conclusion was it doesn't exist. Even more interesting is that people above average height were the most likely to exhibit the traits associated with Napoleon complex, which sort of makes sense, seeing as he was above average height. So it wasn't short people. Well, regardless of, you know, whether the Napoleon complex exists or not, I feel like, you know, Short man syndrome exists. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my short kings out there, but the short man syndrome exists. You know what I'm saying? Why did people have to make that a thing? Right? Because, you know, it's all about like the height. It's just making fun of somebody's height, or it's just an identifier of somebody's height. You know what I'm saying? Well, he was above average height, Napoleon that is, but compared to all the other men that he was around, right? All the other, what is it, soldiers or whatever. But like all the other men was just like tall as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's the assumption. That's what I would assume. Knowing that, okay, now him being singled out for his height, being the shortest guy there, right? Because at the same time, bro, we have to clarify, like, you know, average height where, like, because it depends on what part of the world you're in. You know what I'm saying? Are we talking what, Asia? You know what I'm saying? Or those parts of the world where it's like, yo, his height may have been like, you know what I'm saying, some gigantic type height. Then the Napoleon complex would mean something absolutely different there. It would actually mean, you know, your tall ass. You know what I'm saying? Like tall glass or something. If you're a woman. Pause. You know what I'm saying? I did not mean that for the men, but you know, it would definitely mean tall so it would have what meant superiority complex instead of inferiority complex, right? Excellent video. I knew after your first vid I love your content. Okay, cool. Genuinely fantastic quality for such a small following. Keep creating and teaching. Facts. Images and movie TV clips really should be credited on screen. It's not just the right thing to do, it lets people who might want to see more go and find it. Hope you consider doing that. W advice. But you know what I'm actually realizing about reacting to myths and myth bustings and things like that? It's only, you know, like, it's only so many myths you can react to. It's only so many myths you can find out about. You know what I mean? It's not like, I don't think it's an endless rabbit hole of myths that, you know, that I can literally just dig into non-stop type. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see, man. I feel like we you know, might come, because I did break down 2 videos. Right, we just reacted to 2 separate videos, but in those 2 videos they were like the same details. You know what I'm saying? In some instances, I mean, with the Trojan horse, is it the Trojan horse stuff? No, it's not the Trojan horse. Oh yeah, the Egypt, like the, you know, the whole the Egyptian pyramids were not built by slaves, right? Like both those videos had those. And then now, if you know, every video that we about to tap into got like the same details, I'm gonna be like skipping through a whole bunch of details then. You know what I mean? So I'll see how it goes though. I'm finna just like initiate a little series, you know, with the myth stuff, you know, busting myths. And because for me it's really interesting, bro. It's like things that I really like took seriously, believed and stuff. What? No, this is just a myth, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Relax. You feel me? So, you know, when my bubble gets burst, when my bubble gets burst, you know what I'm saying? I think I like that shit. No. My fault. The interpretation of that Corinthians verse was nothing to do with the hair length of apostles or Jesus. This is why scripture is hearsay. Long hair is the symbol of kingship in both European and Judean culture. Otherwise, great video. Scripture is hearsay. You're going to blow up great videos. Okay. It's not but like meat riding, but that's okay. It's cool. It's his comment section, right? It's more me writing than the myths themselves. But that's great, man. I like it for so basically. Also, Columbus didn't discover the world was round. That had been common knowledge. What he claimed was the Earth was smaller than thought, and therefore with the ships at the time he could sail to Asia without running out of provisions that could be stored on board. Luckily for him, there was an entire continent in the way with food, because yo dog, you know when a comment is so long, bro, I can't do it. And like that seemed like such a freaking interesting detail. Luckily for him, okay. Okay, where was I? The reason we know it goes back so much longer before him is because the Greek aristocrat okay. That's why I be leaving it alone, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all people who are like Super Saiyan, I don't know, with the Super Saiyan intellect, you know what I'm saying, with the whole word salads and word gymnastics and all of that kind of stuff, bro. Some of these words I'm too ignorant for them, right? So like, yo, I'm not, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna admit that shit. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. But if it's interesting enough for me to just dive deeper and find out about some concepts, I'll do that. But yo, I don't delight in doing that. I'm more of the layman. I'm more of the layman. Give me the layman terms, my brother. Clear keyword rich descriptions improve discoverability. There we go. Didn't I just like say I'm a layman? This comment right here, you know, supports the layman, bro. Clear keyword rich descriptions improve your discoverability. I couldn't agree more, brothers. Oh my god, you see what I'm saying? Oh my god, bruh. Why you had, oh